Hey guys, it's Forsaken Reality here with another tutorial, and in this one we're going to be continuing on with our Squid Game GlassBridge tutorial. So without further ado, we'll get into that. So we left off last time and we needed to set up our collision and the simulated physics. So first we'll set up our simulated physics and our character. I'm just going to comment this. Call it movement inputs. I'm just going to select all these. Untick those. Oh, that's like the forward and backward and left and right movement. So it's not exactly the same as this. And so now we're right here. We have our kill player, our complete game. Our simulate physics is not replicated, so we're gonna do a custom event. Server simulate physics. And another one, custom event. Multicast simulate physics. I'm going to set this to run on server and reliable, and this one to multicast and reliable. We're just going to control C this simulated physics up here, control V it down here. You can just write in set simulate physics, and we're going to put this right here, and our target, and simulate. And then we're going to drag out of our server and get our multicast simulate physics. And we're going to skip the first target, which is a self-object reference. It's just a reference to the character for the multicast event. Then we're going to plug in our primitive component object and our simulate physics. And now when you call the server simulate physics, it will replicate it across the server and send that to all clients. And for our first example of that, we're going to go server simulate physics. And you can hold control and drag these out and put them in the target. Or actually, we just need the mesh right here. And I think I made a change to the capsule as well. For the capsule, set collision enabled, no collision. And we can hold control and drag this down, this down. We can delete this, click on our simulate, and now we have our replicated simulating physics set up. And I'm just going to check our AI. I believe we have one in here. We need to replicate. We have a reference to our character already, so that's good. We can get our character reference. Server simulate physics. Hold control and drag these up into that. Delete this. Select this, and you can hold control, and you can actually select more things with this. So you can go through things like this and be selecting them as long as you're holding control. We only need these selected just so we can move them over. This is a little tip I figured I'd let you know about. It's useful. Your capsule over. make sure you tick on simulate. So let's check mark. And I'm going to set collision enabled, and then collision we're going to set is no collision. So that players won't start colliding into invisible spheres that are just where the character used to be. So that's disabling the collision on the capsule. And we have our replicated simulate physics. So now we can go into our blueprints glass floor. Open up our glass floor blueprint. And yeah, begin play. I think I will set the reference for the character. So that's to third person character. Object is going to be player character. Promote this to a variable. We're going to call this character reference. So now we have a reference that we can use elsewhere in our blueprint because it gets created on begin play. Or actually, we're not going to do this here because we're going to want the reference to be set to the specific character that overlaps. So we're going to bring this break, hold control, hold alt and click that and it'll break it. And from here, we're going to get left box on begin overlapped, right box on begin overlap. I believe we can get rid of this tick event over here if you still have it floating around. And we're going to plug this in and we'll also copy it, paste it here. So we're setting a reference to the character that's overlapping. Remember I had a replication issue setting this on begin play, so that's why I decided to set it here. And for this one it's the left, so we're going to check if the destructible is our left is on here. And if it is destructible, that means we're going to break the glass and the player is going to die. So we're going to drag out. First thing we're going to do is play sound at location. We got some sounds last time. And the sound we're going to play is the smashing glass sound, which was, yeah, this footstep glass sound and the smashing glass. The smashing glass is going to be used for when you actually smash through it. The footstep's just going to be when you land on it, just to let you know that you landed on the piece of glass. So we have our character reference, mesh, and basically the location we're going to play this at. Get world location is the location of the character mesh. It's set right here. So whoever is overlapping, that's where the smash is going to play. And that's it from here. For the sound, we're going to get our character reference. Server simulate physics. Tick that on. and it's looking for a primitive component. So we get our mesh. I'm actually gonna double check the AI. Yeah, we have the mesh plugged in here. So we have simulate. And we're also going to want to get the character reference one more time. So Control C and Control V. And we're going to set that the player is dead. So this is what happens when the player is dead. And we're also going to want to hold B and click to get another branch for down here. And we're going to check if the floor is the right destructible. So if it is destructible, then rather than recreate this, we can just plug this in up here like that. You double click the line right there and it will actually just create a reroute node, so you can have it a little neater looking like that. And if it's false though, play sound at location. And if this one's false, we're also going to want to play sound at location. So both falses are running into that down here. And for the sound, we're going to use the footstep on glass, so we're not breaking through it at this point. And we're going to get our character mesh. Replication. We need to get our mesh. Get location, get rolled location. Basically, they land on the correct piece of glass. They will play this footstep sound and not smash through, and they continue the game. Now we'll check it before it's landed on is destructible. You can just copy this and paste it. Control C and Control V. Make sure you paste it below any other nodes. Then you can just put it on like that. It's just checking before it's destructible. You just comment this whole thing. Overlap collision. So now we have our overlap collision set up here. And a good place where we can play our level sounds is you go into your bit blueprints up here and you click open level blueprint. By the looks of it, I've already set the sound up in here for you to play, I guess, in the last video. Or no, I didn't. We just set the enum when you load up the level to be the GlassBridge. From here we can play sound at location. We can look at for our round sound, so the sound that starts the round. So basically when we start the game now, it will load up it will play the sound for this level specifically. And I'm just going to comment this. And And I'm just going to go into my character blueprint. And I'm going to make an adjustment to the complete game so we can use the collision, endgame collision for this one as well. Or for any other games in the future. We don't have to create other endgame collisions specifically for other games. So if we're in the winning zone, that's all good. We're going to have our endgame delay. The difference here is we're going to get our enum, so we can just get rid of that E underscore, just so it's game type, so we know it's an enum just by the color. And we can drag out of that and type switch. And if we're in the winning zone or it's true, we'll eventually switch this up with a lobby, and it will send us to the lobby, and the lobby will be used to send us into our levels depending on where we are or what we selected. But this is how you would use to determine what you select and different things like that. Switches are actually really useful to use. So if there's none, then we're not doing nothing. Game 1 is the name of our cookie cutter map, in mine at least. You can rename that to whatever you want, and just make sure you put the name of your map in here, case sensitive. And if we have the GlassBridge, we can Control C and Control V this one. And my GlassBridge map is called GlassBridge, I believe. Yep, GlassBridge. But you can go into your maps folder and you can see game 1. That's my Squid Game, GlassBridge. And I'll plug this into GlassBridge. So that means when I'm in the collision volume and the game type is game 1, which is the cookie, which is the red light, then it will reopen this level, and this one will reopen the glass level. And like I said, we'll be redoing this with a lobby system, but it's gonna be near the same concept, just a few different changes to it. And we can go to our volumes, put our endgame volume over here. And that's a perfect size. So when they get over here, everyone has to try to stand in this little cube. Perfect. No. You want to go to your details panel. And you can write it manually, or you can just click and drag. And I'm just going to adjust the sizes to whatever I think will be good enough for me. That's good enough, and make it taller. There. So that's perfect. We have our in-game collision, and I guess we should make sure it's all the way covering the ledge, but not popping out forward on the ledge too far, because you don't want them to be on the ledge and not be in the volume, basically. So fix up redirectors and saves, because I like to do that every now and then in case I did accidentally move something or whatever happened. Now I'm just going to run a test and see what's going on, make sure everything is working fine. So we start the game, we have the same game's volume. And that one was destructible, our player died. Gotta set up something to restart the game when your player dies. Actually, this is a multiplayer game, so we're going to do something completely different. When you have like servers and stuff set up, it'll be easier to switch between those. And of course, die again. I have bad luck in this game, so I'm not going to wait for the music. Come on. I just have bad luck. It's either that or they're all destructible matches. Nope. That just goes to show how bad my luck is. I should never play this game. You can hear there's 2 different footstep sounds. Note to self, never play GlassBridge game because I will lose right off the bat. But that's going to be everything for this episode. If you found this video helpful and want to see more, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button so you don't miss out on any new tutorial video uploads. If you have any questions, suggestions, or comments, feel free to leave those in the comments section below, or join my Discord server using the link in the description. Thanks, and I'll see you all in the next one.